I'm gonna set off every smoke alarm in the house. Today I'm gonna be taking a look at satisfying and easy rice ball hacks.
What's up, y'all? So this is Japanese
I don't know who this guy is, but he has amazing hair.
ochazuke, which is basically just green tea.
Ochazuke is delicious if you've ever had it before.
Got the green tea directly into the rice. So that's what we're gonna experiment with today.
Okay.
Grandpa has always told
He's
me
gonna
that
infuse the
creativity
rice
is
with
key
green
to
tea.
cooking, which is all the motivation I need to have.
So making
a
some
little bit of fun
sencha.
with this taste. Right here, we're gonna start off by brewing our sencha. And
Of course, you gotta have your own, right? I still prefer coffee.
Number 2 is going directly in the rice. And please make sure to wash your rice before you put the green tea in. If you ain't washed your rice first,
Wash the rice, cook it with green tea, set up your fillings, in this case nori, umeboshi, furikake.
The flavor from the sencha is gonna disappear while the rice is steaming. So to counteract that, we're just gonna make a quick matcha.
This makes sense. He's gonna add matcha to this because the green tea does lose its flavor as it steams that long. That looks really pretty too.
Here's the fun part right here. We're gonna make sure to
Get your hands wet so the rice doesn't stick. Umeboshi in the middle, more rice on top, press it.
I just went with a traditional triangle shape. Roll the edges in your shiso fumi and your...
That looks gorgeous. I wanna try this. This one looks amazing and super easy. Now for this green tea onigiri, luckily I do have some sencha tea on hand. This is a different style of green tea and I know there's a lot of varieties, but he did say to use sencha, so I'm glad I do have this. I'm sure you can use most varieties of green tea. I think it's gonna be okay. I'm doing about a teaspoon. How much tea do you use? I only drink coffee. I don't even know why I own this. That looks good. Looks like a teaspoon. Now unfortunately, I don't have a ceramic pot like he does, which is really cool looking. So I'm using this wonderful mug instead. I have some hot water here that is not boiling anymore. It's just hot. I think with green tea, you have to make sure that the water isn't scalding hot, otherwise it can make it bitter, I believe. But again, I just drink coffee. So this needs to brew for about 2 minutes, which is perfect because we can get the other stuff ready. Into my newly cleaned pot, I've cleaned this pot so many times. I have 2 cups of washed rice. So after a couple of minutes, I'm gonna take this green tea and I get to just dump it straight in because there's no leaves in here. So I'm just gonna put that straight in. You can also keep this, like 2 or more teas if you really want. Now, since that wasn't enough liquid, I'm gonna add just enough so this way it comes up to the amount that I need. Now this goes in the rice steamer for an hour. Now the rice is ready in the rice cooker. I just have to actually make the matcha that he had also made to introduce into the rice because you do lose a lot of that green tea flavor. I have about 1.5 tablespoons worth of matcha and I'm just adding in enough water to make sure that this fully dissolves. I also don't want to add too much liquid because then it might make the rice too wet, but that looks pretty good. We're gonna take this and I'm gonna add it to all of this rice. You can see there's like no green color on this rice. I wanna see if it tastes like tea. That has a little bit of tea flavor, not a whole lot. Once I add this though, this is gonna be pretty significant. Give this a nice mix. Make sure that you're not really roughing this up too much so the rice doesn't break. It's like Ninja Turtle blood. Now with the matcha though, it smells very, very strong. It's like a sensu bean. It's actually not overwhelming though. I got my rice former, put this into the bottom. I'm gonna take some of this umeboshi paste, put that right into the center, and then a little more rice right on top. Because Rachel is requesting one, I'm gonna put a second one in here. Give this a good press. I'm really excited to see what this looks like when it pops out. That is a nice color. That's a really nice color. But now we have to roll it in some of the furikake. I have a yuzu furikake, but you can use pretty much whatever you want. Now he rolled just the edges and then a little bit of the seaweed. I cut some seaweed sheets that I had. Normally I use this for sushi, so I did have to cut this. And that's it. It's so cute. Ochazuke onigiri. I'm really excited for this one. Cheers. That's really good. The green tea on the umeboshi, it mixes really, really well. Neither is overpowering. This is delicious. Let's do the next one. Okay, we're reacting to one that's called Sakura, I don't know what this is titled. This one is from Bleach. It's from Bleach, the anime. Custard-filled onigiri. So this is technically a jelly donut from Pokemon, but instead it's from Bleach. Soak it overnight, okay. Oh my God, it's so fast. And then he's cooking it in coconut milk and water. Okay, after soaking it, then we're making a custard. This is using Ray's method, which I'm assuming this Ray. Okay, throw this in the microwave. He says 30-minute intervals. I'm going to guess it's 30-second intervals because if you put eggs in the microwave for 30 minutes, if you put anything in the microwave for 30 minutes, you're probably gonna burn the house down. Okay, take it out after 30 seconds, stir it, make sure it's nice and cooked. Then you take the rice balls, okay. Oh, and then just pipe it inside. That looks delicious. That looks so good. Little jelly donut onigiri. We're gonna do that one right now. Now for this custard onigiri, my wife was nice enough to soak this overnight because she's the one who sent me the videos. This way I don't have to do this over 2 days. So I have my soaked and drained rice here, rice cooker bowl. This goes right in there. And then we have to cook this with coconut milk and water. So I have some just regular old coconut milk here, not coconut cream or the one out of the can because that might be too thick. So I had to go buy actual like coconut milk. Now here's the tricky part. I'm gonna do half and half. Again, there weren't too many instructions, so I'm kind of eyeballing stuff. That's about half. Now I need water. Throw in water just until it comes up to whatever line this is. That's good. Now this gets to go into the rice steamer for an hour, 45 minutes. While that's going, we can actually make the custard, which kind of works out. Now again, I'm not quite sure of the measurements of the custard either, so I'm gonna guess. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna use 1 egg yolk and 1 whole egg. That way it's a little more foolproof, I think. I've made it this way before, but I'm still gonna eyeball everything. Now to these 2 eggs, well technically 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk, we're gonna do like 4 ounces of cream and then 4 ounces of milk. This is actually fat-free milk because it's what I normally drink. So this will kind of even out and we're gonna pretend it's whole milk. Actually, I'm gonna start with 6 ounces. We're gonna go 6 ounces total. So 4 cream, 2 milk, see what this looks like. Godspeed, little guy. The next 2 ingredients are some sugar and some flour. Realistically, if you want this gluten-free, you could potentially just use cornstarch to thicken this, but you are gonna need some kind of a thickener. I'm using like 2 tablespoons of sugar here with about a tablespoon and a half of flour. And unfortunately, I don't have much vanilla extract, so I have made my own. This is just a vanilla bean that's been soaking in vodka. Throw a little bit of that in there. Give this a nice whisk and make sure all the flour is fully combined, because if you throw this into the microwave without it being fully mixed, it's gonna get really lumpy and really clumpy, and you're basically going to have like dumplings. You don't want dumplings. Dumplings are delicious, but we don't want them in here. Once this is mixed, throw a lid on it and put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, not 30 minutes. May have misspoken, but I'm gonna do 30 seconds. This went for 30 seconds and did nothing, so we're gonna go for another 30 seconds. It's safer to do it this way at 30-second intervals than for much longer. Now my custard has gone in 4 separate times at 30 seconds now, and it is thick. That worked out a lot better than I thought. But this does have to cool down before we use it. We don't want to pipe hot custard into our rice, so we're gonna just let this hang out in the fridge for the next 50 minutes until the rice is done. So the timer on my custard coconut rice onigiri just went off, and it looks really, really soft. Now the only other, this is really hot, I don't know why I grabbed that. The only other thing that he did was sweeten it with just a touch of sugar. So I'm gonna use maybe like a half a tablespoon of sugar. It smells really nice. It smells like the coconut, and I'm actually genuinely surprised that the rice isn't like bursting, right? Because it doesn't look overcooked at all. I'm gonna take some of this rice out just so it's not so hot, because you don't want to eat this when it's piping hot like this, trust me. Now he does just take all of the rice and make regular sized onigiri, I guess, and then he fills them afterwards versus filling them and then kind of surrounding the rice. Our rice is in, give this a quick press. Pop these guys out. Now, I'm hoping I can actually pipe this in there. I did put the cream into a bag ahead of time, and I'm just gonna cut a little bit of the bag off so this way we can pipe it. You don't need too much space. You can also use a piping tip like he had used. I'm just being lazy, and this is pretty easy. And then I guess we just try to fill it, right? Pop this right into the middle, give it a good squeeze. It opens up a little bit, but if you hold it well enough, and maybe we form this back. That actually looks amazing. That's so cute. It's still a little warm, but that looks really, really good. This is the custard onigiri from Bleach. I'm just gonna take a big old bite. Cheers. They're really sticky. It's good though. It's not overly sweet, which is really nice. I wish I could have gotten more custard in there, but it's a nice little dessert. I think if you had more coconut flavor, this would be really, really good. Next one. Oh, what is this crispy deliciousness? Yaki onigiri. Okay, make your rice ball. Ooh, in the air fryer, brushed it with some oil maybe? For 15 minutes at 400, that's probably MSG, I'm guessing. Mirin, sake, they're not really saying, so we're gonna maybe just have to wing it with the sauce. Okay, take your sauce, brush it. This is gonna be, I already know this is gonna be delicious. And it's in an air fryer, so it's really easy and simple to make. That looks so good. That looks so freaking good. I want this now. I have my air fryer heating up. I made some white rice. This is ready to go, and it is right here. But I'm gonna take a big chunk of my rice. I'm gonna gently press it into my former. The one thing though, is we don't really know what they used for the sauce. So I'm gonna take these two, and I'm gonna put it into my air fryer. Look at how easy this is, right? Here's my air fryer. dunk it in there. We got 2 onigiri in there. I have the tiniest amount of vegetable oil left in this bottle, so I'm just gonna get this on my brush. I'm gonna brush these just a bit. I think we should brush the bottom side as well, so that side gets nice and cooked evenly. Then these are gonna go back in the air fryer for an undisclosed amount of time. But instead of making the sauce, I'm either going to use suyu, which is this soup-based concentrate. You can kind of see that there. I'll put a link down below if you guys want to pick it up. Or we can try one with Bachan's barbecue sauce. This is a Japanese-style barbecue sauce that you can pick up almost anywhere now. I love this stuff. It's great. We're gonna try both, so this way we can be extra lazy and it makes it more satisfying. Now these onigiri have been going for just about 5, maybe 6 minutes, and they don't have a ton of color on there, but they are pretty crispy. I don't know if you could hear that. The next thing to do is to sauce these. So I'm gonna put a little bit of Bachan's in one of these containers and a little bit of the suyu soup base as well. I think what's the most interesting about this is you could probably put whatever sauce you want right on top. So this right side one, this one is going to get the Bachan's. We'll do a little bit of that. No, we'll lather it up. We'll make it nice. And then this other one is just going to get that suyu soup base. And we'll try to really saturate this a bit so it gets a lot of that flavor in there. Now these get to go back into the air fryer for an undisclosed amount of time. So we're gonna say 5 minutes. Done. That is very easy if that's all it is. So these onigiri have been going for a total of 10 minutes. 5 minutes with the oil and 5 minutes with each of the sauces. I can tell that they're done by how these now smell. Like you can smell some of the sugars caramelizing. You don't want to let it go too much further because it can burn, but that looks freaking delicious. Like look at the color on this. This is what real beauty looks like. Look at the color. I love food so much. I'm gonna dive in to this one. This one is with the suyu. Oh, I can hear it and see how crispy it is. Oh my God. Right? You can see that the rice on the inside isn't too cooked. It has a nice little crust on it. That looks so good. Cheers. That crispiness is so satisfying. Okay. Admittedly though, not enough suyu on there. It's really, really low key, and I think I'm gonna like the Bachan's more. Now the Bachan's doesn't feel nearly as crispy. Oh, but that looks so good. This is that right away. Do like a little teriyaki flavor on there, a little sweet, a little tangy, a little salty. This is the winner. Next one. Now I figure with all of this leftover rice that I've had today, why not make my own version of a very satisfying and cheap onigiri, and that is going to be a s'mores version. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're making s'mores onigiri. I don't want to hear it in the comments because this is going to be amazing. I am an absolute sucker for s'mores of any kind. I feel like my rice is too cold though. I'm gonna warm up my rice. I'm gonna use the rice former once again to make these. I'm gonna put some of this warm rice down just like halfway full, not too much. This is what you want it to look like. I'm also trying to make sure that there's like an indent in there. This way I have room for all of the chocolate and the marshmallow. And first is gonna be marshmallow fluff. Why first? So this way the chocolate chips have something to stick to when you press it in. Then just a few chocolate chips right into the center, you know, equal parts chocolate to marshmallow. Sprinkle in just a bit of graham cracker crumb. Then finally, top it with a bit more rice. This way everything gets nice and sealed in. Once I have that rice on top and nice and sealed, give this a press, make sure everything is together. Unfortunately, I can see some of the chocolate melting already, but that's okay. Now we have 2 s'mores onigiri. It's a little sloppy, but that's okay. This isn't even the final form. Take your leftover graham cracker, put it onto a plate. Then dip these all up in that graham cracker. This actually belongs on TikTok. This is still not its final form. Do you see where I'm going with this? You can't have s'mores without the campfire, can you? Oh yes, come on. I'm gonna set off every smoke alarm in the house. That's it, that's all you need. This has been sitting here for just about a minute. It's all you need. I feel like Link from Legend of Zelda about to open up a treasure chest. Come on, if you presented this to someone, I'm sure they would be happy with it. But if you like chocolate chips here, little presentation, little dollop of daisy right on top, freaking gorgeous. Food doesn't have to be that boring. I'm so excited to dig into this. We're gonna get this one. This one has more marshmallow on it. Cheers. Tastes like a s'mores. This is so dumb. It has a smokiness from when we had smoked it, so it has that kind of campfire going. Oh my God. Oh. It is so good. It is so good. Let me know which one you want to try in the comments down below, or tag me with one you want me to test. My name is Paul. That's enough internet for today.